Hey guys, welcome to another DVD Disney reading review. Where this time we're doing it for Toy Story 2. And just a fair warning, you're gonna hear some crunching in the background. That's because I'm currently eating popcorn.
And a little FYI, we are not reviewing the 2000 DVD of Toy Story 2. We're actually doing a um, different version, and that is the special edition released 20 years ago in 2005. And without further ado, um, here we go. By both domestic and worldwide counts, Toy Story became the top grossing film released to theaters in 1995. Nowadays, it seems like a movie cannot find that success without their without either already being part of a franchise or subsequently triggering one. The same was mostly true in the mid to late 1990s, especially for Disney, who had found a lucrative opening in the home video market for modestly produced direct-to-video sequels. Regardless of the fact that sequels were not covered in their distribution deal with Disney, Pixar Animation Studios, Pixar Animation Studios, the creators of Toy Story, were apparently game for a follow-up. Like the sequels for Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Pocahontas, and The Lion King that had either been released or in the midst of production, Toy Story 2 was intended to debut on VHS with a marketing campaign of something much more significant. Somewhere along the line, Disney realized that Pixar, which was then also at work on A Bug's Life, was more and or less capable of making something lightweight for the DTV set. So, Toy Story 2 was then pinned for a theatrical release, with Pixar expanding the scope of the film to about 90 minutes from the common direct-to-video target of 75, creating new characters and further fleshing out the story to make the product worthy of its name and big screen destination. Needless to say, it's paid off. Toy Story 2 would open in theaters on the week of Thanksgiving 1999, exactly 4 years after its predecessor, and would become one of the best reviewed and highest grossing films not only of the year, but all time. When Toy Story 2 opens, one can assume that as much time has passed in the movies world as it did in real life. Andy, the owner of the Central Toys, is a few years older, but still very playful. The same can be said of his toys when he is not around, at least. The passing of years seems to have mostly calmed the feelings of rivalry among the figures and assorted playthings, especially between Andy's two favorite toys, pull-string cowboy Woody and high-tech Space Ranger Buzz Lightyear, whose competitive relationship largely drove the first film. Still, the threat of being removed from the comforts of Annie's light blue bedroom definitely looms. It is this very threat, by way of an unexpected yard sale that Annie's mother, which set things in motion. Wheezy, played by the late Pixar story man Joe Ranft, a kindly asthmatic squeezed toy penguin that has been collecting dust on Andy's highest shelf, winds up among the yard sale offerings, leading Woody to enlist Andy's frolicsome Dachshund Buster for a rescue mission. Although Wheezy is saved, Woody gets picked up by Al McWiggin, the unscrupulous toy collector who owns an oft-promoted local shop called Al's Toy Barn. Through this course of events, I can't even say correctly. I forgot a little FYI for people. I might have a tongue twist because I accidentally bit my tongue by accident from something, but we're gonna get a lot of errors anyway. Through this course of events, Woody winds up in the glass showcase inside Al's office, where he and we both learn that the sheriff doll is actually a valuable collector's item. Not only that, but Woody was once a television star. He headlined the 1950 series Woody's Roundup and was accompanied by a noble horse named Bullseye, a spirited cowgirl friend named Jessie, and a portly prospector known as Stinky Pete. He discovers that this not through pure exposition, but from his new surroundings. For Al already owns the rare toys of the rest of the gang. Woody completes the set, to this excitement of his new roommates and their owner. But through he dabbles in children's playthings, Al's attraction to the Roundup gang is primarily financial. With the foursome intact, he stands to earn a sizable amount of money from a Japanese museum only interested in obtaining the whole gang. What ensues is a rescue mission. With Andy spending a week at summer camp, Buzz leads Rex, Ham, Mr. Potato Head, and Slinky through the dangers of the outside world to locate and save their missing friend. Their journey is marketed by adventure, from a frightening highway crossing to a trip inside an elevator shaft, not to mention encounters with the evil Emperor Zurg, tour guide Barbie, and a shelf filled with other Buzz Lightyears at Al's Toy Barn. Toy Story 2 is considered one of the best Pixar sequels ever created, with many critics and moviegoers claiming it even outdoes the warmly received original. It is indeed an excellent film and one of the most entertaining ever helmed by Pixar or any other studio. But I still think there is no question that it is not quite as inspired or timeless as the first movie. Nevertheless, it may be very well the most fateful sequel ever made. It helps that there was no chance of characters looking different, as the very same computer files were used here. Even so, 4 years of advances in the animation technology results in visuals that are ambitious and sophisticated. All of the appropriate voices from the first film return here, and most find the same tone. Most importantly of all, the people at Pixar remain true to the events of the first film. A whopping 4 characters merely mentioned in Toy Story are finally seen in Toy Story 2. Al of Al's Toy Barn, Zurg, Mrs. Potato Head, and Andy's dog Buster. I can't recall any other follow-up respectful enough to reward viewers remembering details like these. This chronological and thematic consistency undoubtedly illustrates the pride that Pixar takes in its creations. Believe it or not, even originality is not a shortcoming. This film is as inventive a sequel as Back to the Future Part 2 was. If all of these moves would appear to keep Toy Story 2 on the right track, how is it not everything that its predecessor was? For one thing, separating Buzz and Woody for almost the entire movie loses that excellent buddy dynamic which fueled the previous proceedings. For another, the 3 songs, which are again penned by Pixar veteran Randy Newman, aren't quite as skillfully weaved here as they were before. This is partially due to the fact that they aren't all sung by Newman, and partly due to their placement. Nonetheless, as in Toy Story, these 3 numbers signify key moments in the film, but do not amount to a great percentage of the runtime. What does is a plot that thoughtfully ponders toy immortality. Though, like seemingly everything at Pixar, this story is aptly handled. It's a bit heady for a family film, which is fine. It's also a bit of a downer for something that is a comedy and which follows the more palpable emotions at play in Toy Story. a trend which isn't as fine. Finally, there are some off-color references, which, while never as bawdy as DreamWorks here fare, feel a bit out of place for Pixar and don't even offer big laughs as a payoff. Excuse me. I've just sent a paragraph or spent a paragraph outlining what I consider various weaknesses of Toy Story 2, offering perhaps more criticisms of the film than I have read elsewhere. And yet, I must admit the film is near perfect in its execution, packed with humor that effortlessly flows from the characters we know and care for. Repel with clever homages to other films and woven with an intelligent and cinematic nature not often found in today's movies, animated or not. Toy Story 2 may not equal or surpass its predecessor, but it provides an unusually delightful time all the same. Released on the day after Christmas as a plea for gift card usage, this 2-disc special edition probably marks the last time that Toy Story 2 arrives solely on DVD. But it is far from the first. In October of 2000, the movie made its DVD debut, packaged alongside Toy Story in a low-priced 2-pack, as well as a collectible 3-disc set titled The Ultimate Toy Box, in which the movie discs greatly differed from their chapter counterpart. The following spring, both Toy Story movies were released individually, offering the same relatively lightweight discs that the 2-pack provided. Then, in the fall, with Pixar's fourth film, Monsters, Inc. hitting theaters, those same lightweight discs were packaged together again and joined by the Gold Collection DVD of A Bug's Life in a 3-disc set. On May 1st, 2003, Disney took all 4 DVDs and both VHS versions. The second was merely a 3-cassette take on a Pixar pack of Toy Story 2 out of circulation. Effectively, both Toy Story movies were out of print, leaving secondhand prices to rise, especially on the Ultimate Toy Box. Unlike the Norrishes, lengthy moratorium periods it slaps on its own films, Disney didn't leave growing character demand underserved for too long. Toy Story 2 spent just shy of 20 months out of circulation. Nonetheless, there was enough time for fans who were slow to adapt DVD to crave an affordable and worthy set for this beloved sequel. Okay, here we go. That's a lot of reading here, I should say. On DVD, Toy Story 2 fills out the 1.78 16:9 frame completely. That's close enough to its 185:1 theatrical framing and a 1.77 listed ratio to be okay. While the package totes sparkling new picture, you could search high and low for comments and reviews on Toy Story 2's previous DVD releases, and you wouldn't find a disparaging word on picture quality. The special edition does indeed amplify the Ultimate Toy Box's average bitrate of 6.6 MB to 8.26 MBs. But the effect is like taking something that I looked splendid and making it look slightly more splendid for those with huge displays. Honestly, I could go into detail about how pleasant the video here is, but I could do the same on an old DVD, and I think the word perfection conveys all that needs to be said. In comparing the old DVD and the new, I tried hard to observe any difference. As was true during A/B comparisons between Toy Story 10th and the Ultimate Toy Box presentation, edges and camera movement appeared minimally smoother on the newer version. In order for you to quantitate the or quantify the improvements, though, you will need to either be watching on a very large screen or sitting very close to the picture. In the sound department, press materials state that the film has been remastered for optimal home theater experience. I suppose that's true, and the addition of the DTS track is likely the key arrow draw for potential double dippers. Again, I could summon superlatives for the directionality, bass, fiddly, and so on. But let's just suffice it to say this is an exemplary soundtrack. I had issues with the limb syncing on the Ultimate Toy Box, and while they are slightly less noticeable here, I still notice discrepancies that I haven't with other Pixar films. Although, or perhaps it's a case of the dialogue being so quick and the mouth movements being so precise that imperfection may be inevitable. But like most syncing issues, your mileage may vary as to how much this bothers or even registers with you. The UTV delivered 4 audio tracks: Dolby Digital 5.1 X tracks in French and English, and sound effects only, each 380p kbps, plus a 2-channel audio commentary. This new release provides 7 sound selections: DTS 5.1 English, Dolby Digital 5.1 X, upgraded to 448 kbs or PBS, I don't know how to say it, sound effects only, Dolby Digital 2.0, and the same audio commentary in 2-channel at 160 kbps. Okay. I have no idea what kbps means. Oh, kilobytes per second. Well, that makes sense. No wonder why I was having trouble pronouncing that word. Previously only subtitled in English, now the film boasts English, French, and Spanish subtitles. Those observations are pretty self-explanatory, and if they're not, all you need to know is that compression has been lessened, tracks have been added, but not at the expense of picture quality. Short of lessening or losing every non-film bonus, dropping every secondary audio track, and devoting each bit to the default film presentation itself, it's safe to say this is as good as Toy Story 2 will look and sound on DVD. For more drastic enhancements, you'll need to wait to see if or when any of the forthcoming high-definition DVD formats take off enough for Disney to release a real draw like this. Even then, you'll be getting detail and resolution, but the element itself won't be getting any more digitally perfect. Following the Toy Story 10th anniversary edition in DVD, the first of Toy Story 2's 2 platters seems barren, but that only allows more disc space to be devoted to the movie, which runs 11 minutes longer than the first film, and with the 7 soundtracks offered, 11 minutes can take up plenty of bits. The menu's first listing is for an intro, which features John Lasseter, who, as expected, appears in a cool Toy Story-inspired Hawaiian shirt in front of a tons of cool toys from the 3 movies he has directed. He welcomes you to the set in an amusing fashion, with Buzz, Woody, and Wheezy making cameos in toy mode. This brief clip does not automatically play, but that's fine since it's not something you need to see every time. The chief bonus feature of the disc is a feature-length audio commentary featuring director John Lasseter, writer Andrew Stanton, and co-directors Lee Unkrich and Ash Brennan. This is ported over from the Ultimate Toy Box. Like other Pixar commentaries, this one is energetic, screen-specific, and chock full of tidbits. While computer animation could lend itself to dry technical talk, the track definitely doesn't need to be translated from binary code. It remains funny, though, or funny through discussion of the filmmakers' many diverse movie and toy inspirations, development of story ideas, and the characters, and yes, a bit of the technical aspects of driving the animation. Other highlights include reflections on the intricacies and ironies of making a cheap-looking 50s TV show on expensive, state-of-the-art computers, as well as observations of hidden gags and cinematic homages that the animator slipped in. It's one enjoyable listen for anyone who has ever wondered what an audio commentary that's both entertaining and informative sounds like. In addition, the Toy Box sound effects only track is retained here, allowing you to marvel at the film's sound design in glorious Dolby Digital 5.1x. The same feature was lost on Toy Story's re-release, so its presence here is welcome, even if it's something you'll likely use only for demonstrations rather than repeat viewings. It's also worth mentioning that the setup menu holds the THX optimizer test for calibrating your home theater's audio and video settings. Playing automatically before the feature presentation is the special THX trailer text, in which the video breaks down and THX or text solves the problem, flying from speaker to speaker in the process. That appeared on Toy Story's old DVD. One may never know why the THX trailers have been swapped from their Ultimate Toy Box occupants events. Text 2 introduced Toy Story on its 10th anniversary set, but at least both are preserved on the latest DVD incarnations of the two Toy Story films. They're unusual and fun lead-ins to a movie, just like Pixar's pre-feature shorts are in theaters. Several previews play automatically at the start of Disc 1, and they always do. These include a new Cars trailer focusing on the characters and story. For those who may be curious, the Cars preview that you get in Toy Story 1 was more of a sneak peek with John Lasseter. Here in Toy Story 2 is actually a brand new theatrical trailer of the movie. Followed by DVD promos for Chicken Little, Lady and the Tramp Special / or Platinum Edition, arriving February 28th, while Chicken Little comes March 21st. From the sneak peeks, why did I say that wrong? From the sneak peeks, one finds additional trailers for The Little Mermaid Platinum Edition, Bambi 2, Toy Story 10th Anniversary Edition. It's weird because it's already out. And a new video game, The Incredibles Rise of the Underminer, or should I say a canceled early version of Incredibles 2, since that was until 2018. Okay, a lot of stuff here. The first listing of Disc 2's menu is Toy Box, Outtakes, Games, and more. Not to be confused with another Toy Box, which held 3 discs and both Toy Story movies. The first item here is a reel of outtakes, which were added into Toy Story 2's end credits a month into its theatrical run as a thanking / encouraging repeat viewings. The second of 3 movies that Pixar created outtakes for, Toy Story 2's are good for a few laughs. These manufactured bloopers include recurring gags depicting Woody's pranking of Buzz and Mrs. Potato Head's severe overpacking of her husband. There are also the typical slip-ups, some funny chatter among 3 little green men, and cameos by Flick and Hemlick of A Bug's Life. Oh no, rest in peace to Flick and Hemlick from that. Ouch. Though these are wisely presented full size and full screen, they're only offered in 2 channels surround. Next is Who's the Coolest Toy, a brief but diverting featurette that is ported over from the Ultimate Toy Box. It delivers comments from the cast and crew, even musical performers like Sarah McLachlan, and Riders in the Sky, over which of Andy's toys is, well, the coolest. It's interesting and humorous to hear what everyone thinks of the characters, and the piece includes some especially comedic banter between Tom Hanks and Tim Allen. Which Toy Are You is a brand new set-top game hosted by the unseen Ham and Rex, who are gladly voiced by original voice actors John Ratzenberger and Wallace Shawn. You answer 7 multiple choice questions based on personal preference and are told which one of 6 characters from the Toy Story movies that you are most like via a profile sketch. Brief but awkward blackouts occur after each question, and set of 6 answers are read, alternating between Rex and Ham. Otherwise, like most personality profile activities, this one is a lot of fun, though of questionable accuracy. After all, I got Jessie. There are at least a few more questions that are cycled through each incarnation, meaning a return visit might link you to a different character, even if you answer honestly. Pankickies is another new feature, which may not be so strange to anyone who has checked out all of the supplements on a Monsters Inc. DVD. As Mike, Sully, and Boo later did, Woody, Buzz, and Jessie visit the popular Japanese TV show Pankickies to play what we know as rock, paper, scissors. Pressing play randomly yields one of 6 outcomes. Woody either throws either rock, paper, or scissors in front of either Buzz or Jessie. While that may not sound all that fun, consider that the resulting shorts, running at about 15 seconds each, offer quick, uniquely created Pixar animation with voices and movements entirely unlike the Woody, Buzz, and Jessie that most people know. In short, these are rather amusing in a Japanese people sure like some weird thing sense, though you may find the joke getting old before observing all 6 results. Riders in the Sky music medley delivers as promised a medley of songs featuring the quartet of costumed old cowboys. The act begins with the riders at what appears to be a Disneyland's Golden Horseshoe Salon or saloon on a stage designed like the set of the Puppet TV show. This makes its theme song and the group's only tune in the movie. Woody's Roundup, a perfect place to start, followed with Act Naturally, and then joined by a cowgirl whose boots were made for dancing, sing Jessie the yodeling cowgirl. After crooning Hey Howdy Hey, they head outside for their nighttime at the ranch themed finale, a Western style take on You've Got a Friend in Me. Conveniently enough, all of these songs emanate from the Riders 2000 Woody's Roundup, a fact that does not go unnoticed. Clips from Toy Story 2 are sprinkled throughout the fast-moving, impressively designed performances. And for those who are curious, It was also the same music video that you would see in the end of the original VHS release of Toy Story 2 from all the way back in 2000.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the film, or back on topic, I should say. The section's final listing provides a 43-second montage of autographed black and white publicity stills of the toys whose recent film project is Toy Story 2. These mildly amusing photos were first seen to promote the movie in a tongue-in-cheek fashion. Making of Toy Story 2 is a new featurette culled entirely from 90s footage, plenty of which appeared in the pair of Ultimate Toy Box featurettes that have been dropped. The bulk of it features interviews with the creative crew. In addition to plenty of film clips, it also provides a glimpse of voice recording sessions. One wishes there was more of that good stuff and some newly filmed retrospection. All right, with the creative crew. In addition of plenty of film clips, it also provides a glimpse of voice recording sessions. Wait, I already did that. Never mind. I was only checking. But as the brief running time suggests, this is not an all encompassing making of piece or satisfying as a document of the stellar sequel's production. At first, though, it does reveal some of the rationale which sparked the movie's creation, and drove it to excellence, such as the movie makers' maximizing of technological advances, respect for the original quality and world, and a retooling of the good ideas they had previously had discarded for the first. As on the toy box, 2 deleted scenes and a shorter contextual introduction by co-director Ash Brennan are included here. With a mix of storyboards and unfinished animation, the first, Godzilla Rex, offers an overly coincidental way to make Woody a part of the yard sale. The second, Crossing the Road, contains mostly finished computer animation, which makes sense since it is much like the dangerous Collins in traffic scene in the film. Only here, it is set in the suburbs. Both scenes are presented in non-anamorphic widescreen and 2-channel stereo. At this point, we reach the last listing of the main menu. But if you think we're almost done, you must not be familiar with Pixar DVDs. Behind the Scenes is divided into 7 entries, and this by far makes up the most massive portion of the disc. Firstly, also ported over from the toy box, a John Lasseter profile can now be viewed as the video in the campaign to make the Toy Story 2 director the president of Disney Feature Animation. It repeatedly conveys the idea that Walt Disney's legacy is being continued in the pioneering visions of Lasseter, who appears gushing briefly in interview clips and working with the voice actors. Everyone involved with the production contributes a nice remark on the man in the helm, and many compare him directly to Walt. Cast of characters is another brief featurette, the one focused on a talented voice cast. In spite of the non-specific congratularity talk on each other from Lasseter, the comments from voice actors themselves and footage from studio sessions make this an enjoyable piece. The remaining extras are divided into 5 sections. In design, you can find lots of galleries. Only here they are presented as montages accompanied by Toy Story 2 score selections without interactivity. Over 11 minutes of sketches take you through many incarnations conceived for Woody, Buzz, and the rest of the gang. Unfortunately, the rest of the gang is mostly characters who first appeared in the sequel, such as the Woody's Roundup gang, Zurg, and Al, so it doesn't feel like you're rewatching a character concept art from the first Toy Story. 3D musicals get no musical accompaniment, offering merely 5.5 minutes of the beloved Toy Story 2 gang effortlessly turning around twice for you to ogle them. A second screen offers 5.5 minutes of galleries of depicting art that designed five key locations to the film: Zurg's planet, Annie's house, Al's department, Al's toy barn, and the airport. These five locations are given various 3D tours, totaling 6 minutes, which enable you to marvel at the many details unable to observe in the course of the film, like the sheer mass of toys created strictly for Al's Toy Shop. Uncredited commentary by art director Jim Pearson appears on all of the tours. The last page of the set is titled Color, and it offers an introduction, plus a pair of 2-minute montages of impressionistic color scripts and color keys that set the visual mood of the film. Story contains 2 brief bonuses. First is a storyboard pitch of Woody's Nightmare thrown into the directors and creative crew by Pixar's late story man Joe Ranft. With the angle button, you can view this either with the storyboards in the window and Ranft in his audience filling the screen, or simply with Rant's narration over the screen filling storyboards. Second, there is a story reel for the Jessie song sequence, which you can also watch in 2 ways: a split screen storyboards to a film comparison, or simply the storyboards. Either way, you can get the final sound mix of the film, together with the skippable pre-existing introductions by Ranft and story supervisor Dan Gill. These 2 features run 7 minutes. Production holds 7 featurettes taken from all over the Ultimate Toy Box, therefore dealing with assorted subjects. Designing Woody's past offers John Lasseter and Ash Brennan showing off the cool Falk's vintage toys and products created to illustrate Woody's status as a marketable 50s TV star. Making Woody's Roundup explains how Pixar made Woody's old TV show look like an authentic, old-fashioned live-action puppet show via computer animation with distortion and the kinescope effect. Production tour illustrates the different stages of a Pixar movie, with explanatory comments and a depiction of Buzz and Woody's amusing hot schmoes exchanged in various stages of completion. Did someone not forget they're called s'mores? Production progression gives you the chance to view a Buzz Lightyear opening of Toy Story 2 in 4 different stages. You can toggle between story reel, layout, animation, and shaders and lighting with the use of the angle button. With an enthusiastic introduction from the director, co-directors, and writer, this runs 3.5 minutes long. Still in production, while the Toy Story 10th Anniversary Edition DVD lost all of the early animation tests from the movie section of the toy box, early animation tests here preserve some of Woody's tests from the original section, as well as interesting sequel trials with Bullseye, Jessie, Al, and Zurg, each accompanied by insightful but uncredited audio commentary by the late supervising animator Glenn McQueen. Mouse, can you please stop moving for once when I'm trying to read here? In special effects, can you stop, please? In special effects, Associate Technical Director Oren Jacob explains the kind of work he and others did on the explosive Buzz Robots showdown from the beginning of Toy Story 2. Lastly, International Scene offers an alternate version of a shot from Toy Story 2 in which Buzz's patriotic speech is punctuated not by the American flag, but by a spinning globe, fireworks, and a different piece of score from Randy Newman. As Lasseter and Uncredited explained in the introduction, they wanted to make the moment less distinctly American for viewers from other nations. Music and sound hold 5 listings. First, Making the Songs provides some excerpts from the film's 3 songs, the recording sessions, and interview comments from director John Lasseter, as well as soundtrack contributors Randy Newman, who one can assume has had better days. Sarah McLachlan, Riders in the Sky, and Robert Goulet. Then there is the music video for Woody's Roundup, in which the Cowboys employ an accordion, fiddle, guitar, and other instruments in front of a Western-themed sound stage, often appearing on the old television set for the Roundup gang in Al's office. Next, we hear Randy Newman's demo of Jesse's song with a few slightly different lyrics from the final version, aka When She Loved Me, which harks back to I Will Go Sailing No More, the song marking Buzz's reality check in the first film. Designing sound contains remarks from field master Gary Radstrom, as well as looks at 3 versions of the toys crossing the road sequence. Music only. Music only. Effects only, and the final mix. Lastly, there is a mixing demo. Though a similar feature has appeared on a few other DVDs, that hasn't robbed of its coolness. Here you get to choose any combination of sound effects, dialogue, or music to activate for the 88-second scene of Buzz and Zurg doing battle on the elevator shelf. As you can guess, it enables you to appreciate how much each of the 3 elements that make up a Pixar soundtrack, as well as how weird things are with 1 or 2 of them deactivated. The final area of behind the scenes is Publicity, which holds 4 items totaling 8.5 minutes altogether. First is the standard Pixar character interview, never before on DVD, where a striving to be quirky interviewer gets entertaining, if not entirely accurate. Appears about Toy Story 2 from Buzz and Woody, who are standing by in Andy's room. 2 trailers appear in backwards order. The theatrical trailer, which came second and features Sam and Dave's Hold On, I'm Coming, and the vague but exciting teaser, which, like the first film's preview, summons Thin Lizzy's The Boys Are Back in Town. 4 30-second TV spots, ranging from pre-release to an announcement of the outtakes engagements, are included, but are no longer individually accessible. Converted from a gallery, 50-second posters montage mostly cycles through Publicity photography, and a few hardly altered international one-sheets thrown in at the end. Finally, there are 2 Easter eggs to be found around the menus of this too, which plainly indicated by an unlabeled star like the unannounced bonuses on Toy Story 10th were. The first and a more early accessible is a 1 minute 8-second clip which appeared on the Ultimate Toy Box, and a more deeply hidden egg. Half of it is a context setting introduction by Lasseter and Brannon, while the second part is a gag slipped into dailies by an animator, which takes Jesse's Mouse, last warning. Are you done? Thank you. Mouse, are you done? I said, are you done? Can you stop moving for once in your life and just let me finish the sentence and paragraph? Are you done? Thank you. Fine. Oh, you're mocking me, aren't you, Mouse? You're mocking me, aren't you? While the second part is a gag slip into dailies by an animator which takes Jesse's sentimental song in an unexpected direction. The second egg, which requires some digging, is a puzzling 20-second clip of Woody, which disturbingly protruding ears, acting as a pitcher in a baseball game. This weird little thing, which would have benefited more from an introduction. I haven't the foggiest idea of what it is. Toy Story 2 Special Edition doesn't lose as much of the Ultimate Toy Box supplements as did with the Toy Story 10th anniversary, but it also didn't have as much as to lose, nor did it gain as much as Toy Story re-releases did. It is worth noting, as was true with Toy Story 10th, the behind the scenes section of Disc 2 here abbreviates all galleries or artwork in the process of converting them into auto-playing slideshows. Here is a concise summary of what was included in Toy Story 2 portions of October's 2000's 3-disc Ultimate Toy Box release, but cannot be found on this special edition. And what could that be? Pixar's 86 short Luxo Jr., Monsters Inc., Buzz Lightyear Star Command Adventure Begins promo, as well as trailers from Emperor's New Groove, Fantasia 2000, and Dinosaur. I mean, that kind of makes sense to why you don't add it on there, because that was those previews were already in 2000 and 2001. So why would we need to put that on there? Supplement discs intros expected, since it doesn't entirely apply here, but nothing replaces it. This featurettes why a sequel, 2 minutes and 38, and the continuing world of Toy Story through some footage from these makes it into the new Toy Story, making Toy Story 2 featurette. Abandoned Story Reel and Toy Story Treat of Woody's Nightmare. Abandoned Story Reel of Buzz Lightyear cartoon. Production notes from the film. Biographies of 16 voice cast members. Got into hidden jokes, one of the cooler features of the Ultimate Toy Box. Many stills of art and photos from the galleries, which are here converted into slideshows. Like most aspects of this special edition, the menus match those of the Toy Story 10th. Disc 1's main menu again finds the little green men watching a montage of memorable images from the film. Only this time, they're watching it in Andy's new room with Wheezy in their midst. Like the main menu, sub-menus are accompanied by portions of the score and make very clever use of Toy Story 2 imagery. The setup menu is found on an Etch and Sketch. Scene selection appears on a neatly decorated bulletin board. Even the sneak peeks listings show up in the book Mr. Potato Head is reading. For those who get distracted by moving images, there is also the index featuring drawings of Woody and Buzz, presumably done by Woody at a younger age, to use instead of the main menu. The options are the same, though the primary headings of the disc not in play also turn up, sans selectively, and choosing them take you to the same places, but not without the animated transitions. Disc 2 again takes the floating artwork route for most of its menus, which are set against the star wallpaper of Andy's new room. A slightly more basic and yet more comprehensive index menu is also offered on the second platter for a little less clicking around and fun. Choosing this navigation method will miss out the joy of a little green man showing up to chide periods of inactivity. Helpfully, the menu is labeled the lengths of all of the set's bonus features to a reasonable degree of accuracy. All of Disc 2's menus offers excerpts from Randy Newman's score or instrumentals of the songs he penned for Toy Story 2. This special edition comes in a standard width black keep case, which is housed in a predominantly red cardboard slipcover. This slipcover mostly replicates everything that appears on the keep case art below. Some text is reformatted to make way for a slot to reveal the UPC, but it's interesting in a few ways. For one, it has a sticker proclaiming this as the Woody's Roundup edition, a last-minute attempt to adhere to the current fad of coming up with clever edition names. For another, its spines give you the chance to showcase either Jessie or Bullseye, depending on which way you outline it on your shelf. Toy Story 10 did the same with Buzz and Woody. Finally, a second sticker informs one that this DVD will be available for a limited time. Like the classic cartoon favorites, this case is no more specific than that. But Disney will likely make some noise when these two films become discontinued again on DVD. Inside the case is a 4-page booklet offering $3 gift cards to save on purchases of Toy Story 10 and The Incredibles. Like any self-respecting Pixar fan hasn't picked up these DVDs already. A larger 8-page DVD guide contains a written introduction by John Lasseter, allowing him to share his off-utter post-Toy Story airport anecdote, lists of the set's selling points and scene selections, an overview of some bonus features, and a map of the 2 discs' contents. While not as groundbreaking or satisfying as its predecessor, Toy Story 2 is nonetheless one of the best and most entertaining films released in recent years. Like every other feature to come from Pixar Animation Studios, this is a film that belongs in every DVD collection in double digits or beyond. If you already own the film, either in its standalone DVD release or its pairings with Toy Story and A Bug's Life, it is definitely in your interest to upgrade to this special edition for the terrific bonus material. While the new DTS track and minor enhancements in picture offer 2 cherries on top of this delicious concoction. However, it is not overflowing with new content, and the inexplicably missing bonus features do constitute a disappointment worth mentioning as the improvements in picture and sound will be minimally noticeable for most. This re-release is a non-essential purchase for Ultimate Toy Box owners. This class will noticeably be able to justify packing this set up at a discount, which it will be this summer in conjunction with Cars' theatrical release. For everyone else who doesn't have all the bells and whistles of the toy box, this is a highly recommended set.
That was long. It's like the actual Toy Story itself.
It is. I'm surprised this guy didn't mention about how unsettling how the menu starts off with.
Oh boy.
Which I'd rather not mention. But
Oh boy. Anyway, we're gonna take a break from these on tomorrow and Thursday. I mean tomorrow and Tuesday because my dad's off work on those days.
Yep.
And we'll get right back to these on like Wednesday. Let's see. We haven't done A Bug's Life, WALL-E, Up, or Toy Story 3 yet. So which one of the 4 should we do on Wednesday?
Not so sure because some of those are really good films from the way I see it.
Maybe we should go for WALL-E next.
I think so, yeah.
All right. So on Wednesday, okay, guys, on Wednesday, we'll see you guys all on Wednesday for when we read a review of WALL-E. So yeah, we will see you all on Wednesday. Bye. And